Okay, I just got done with my last increase round, round 12, and I have 72 stitches. And from now on, for the next 10 rounds, rounds 13 through 23, you're just going to be putting one half double crochet in each stitch around. So continue to do this for 10 rows, and I will see you back here at the end of round 23. Round 23, and I have 10 rows. And how you count is I left my marker here to count the row that I was on, and then every row starts diagonally, so this is why I stopped here. And I have 10 rows. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then if you count over here, you'll have 11 rows from the marker. So where your marker is, count up the diagonal stitches up here, and you'll see that this is the next stitch of the beginning of round 24. So what I'm going to do now is move my marker there. I'm going to mark it here, just probably a row down. Okay. So now for round 24, we're going to start our rim of the hat. And what we want to do here is you want to yarn over, go into the first stitch, pull up, excuse me, and then you want to yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop. You'll have 5 loops on your hook, pull through all 5 loops, and that's how you do the half double crochet decrease. The next stitch, you just want to put 1 half double crochet. Then the next stitch, you want to do a decrease again. 5 loops, pull through all 5 loops. Next stitch, just a single half double crochet. So we're going to continue to do 1 half double crochet decrease and then 1 half double crochet all the way around the hat until you're almost to the end, until you have 49 stitches. And it won't take you all the way to the end of the round. You'll reach 49 stitches before you get to the end. So I did my decrease round until I had 49, and you can see here's my stitch. So you'll almost make it to the end, but not quite. I now have 49 stitches, and now I want to start my first ear flap. What you do is you go in through the next stitch and then slip stitch. Then you go into your next stitch and then slip stitch. And then you want to chain 2, and then you want to do 12 half double crochets to make the ear flap. So this is where I have my chain 3. I'm going to go ahead and move into this stitch, do my first half double crochet, and then continue on doing half double crochets until you have a total of 12 half double crochets. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now what you want to do is chain 2 and turn, and then this first stitch, do a half double crochet, and then each of the half double crochets across. You'll still have 12 half double crochets this round. So I got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Sorry for all the noise. There's a daycare right beside me here. Wait, maybe I can shut this window. It'll be less sound. Okay, hopefully that'll help the noise some. Okay, so we just finished our second row of half double crochets. Now, for round 3 of the ear, I'm going to be chaining 2 again, turn, and now we're going to do our first decrease. Yarn over, go into the first stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, and again pull through all 5 loops. And then you want to do half double crochets, do 8 half double crochets. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, leaving us 2 on the end here, which we'll do another decrease. Yarn over, go through, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through this last stitch, pull up a loop, pull through all 5 loops, chain 2, and turn. Now for round 4 of the ear flap, again, you want to do a decrease in the beginning, so yarn over, go through the first stitch, yarn over, go through the second stitch, pull through all 5 loops, and then you want to half double crochet in the next 6 stitches. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then you want to do a decrease again on the end. Pull through all 5 stitches, chain 2, and turn. Let's see, move my thing up here. Okay, for round 5, again, you chain 2, turn your work, and then again in the first stitch and the second stitch, you'll be doing a half double crochet decrease using the first 2 stitches here. And then you're going to be doing 4 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4, leaving you with the last 2 stitches to do a half double crochet decrease again. Pull through all 5 loops, chain 2, and turn. And again, doing a half double crochet decrease, and then doing a half double crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then doing a decrease using the last 2 stitches. And chain 2, turn. This is row 7, the last row. You want to do 2 half double crochet decreases. There's 1 and 2. Then I'm going to go ahead and just chain 1 and grab my yarn, my scissors, leaving just a little bit of tail to work in, using my tapestry needle to work into the hat. Now, that's our first ear flap. Back up just slightly here. And what you want to do is count over 13. It should be 13. What I do is I will fold my ear flap in half. Then I come from this side, knowing I need 12. 1, 2, 3, and then since I know this is exactly the half from this side, I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I know that from here to here it's 12 stitches. And I just want to count in between here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Perfect. I want 13 stitches. So if you want to, from the ear flap that you just finished, count over starting with this stitch, because this is the stitch part of the ear flap. So count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 here. And then get your yarn again. Make your slip knot. And attach it here to the 13th chain and chain 2. Now, in the next stitch, you want to do a half double crochet. Again, in the next stitch, half double crochet. Continue this until you have 12 half double crochets. Okay, and 12. So what I want to do now is put my hat back. I can fold my ear flap on this side to make sure that it's even, and then check here. This is where I began, and this is where I ended, so it's even. So you know you're good. So now we're going to be repeating the ear flap the way we did the other one. That was our first round, our first 12. So we want to chain 2, turn, then working in the first stitch here, the half double crochet. Then continue to put a half double crochet across all 12 half double crochets. Putting my last half double crochet into this chain 3 space, and I have my 12 half double crochets. Then you chain 2, turn, and again the first stitch here, you want to pull up a loop, and then go into the next one and do your first half double crochet decrease. And again, half double crochet into the next 8 stitches across until you get to the last 2 stitches. To my last 2 stitches here, so 2, 4, 6, 8, and then you want to do your half double crochet decrease. And again, you're going to be doing the ear flap the same way as you did the other one. You're going to be chaining 2 and turning every row, and in every beginning and end 2 spaces here you're going to be using, you're going to be doing a decrease. So continue to do your ear flap just like you did the other one. Just got done with my other flap, and now this is a good time to stop and hide your ends. I have a few tails here and there. This little small one I'm gonna hide with the hook, and then with the 2 ear flaps I'm going to use my tapestry needle here, because I left myself some yarn to do so. I'm just going to go in through one of the decreases at the very tip and just work in my tail down my ear flap and pull it, cut off any excess. You can remove your marker. Do the same for this other one here on this side, and then I'll show you how to make the eyes and the nose and the mouth. For our eyes and our mouth, we need to decrease our hook size. If you were using a 5mm hook, then switch to a 4mm hook. And if you were using a 4mm hook like me, you can switch to 3.5 or 3mm hook. I'm going to be using a 3.5. So grab your hook, and chain 2. Now, in the second chain from the hook, I'm going to get a little closer here. Second chain from the hook, just like before, we want to do 6 half double crochets in that first chain that we did. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops, 6. There you go. Okay. We count back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is my 6th one here. So we want to go into this one. And now we're going to be putting 2 half double crochets in each of the 6 stitches. So at the end of this round, we'll have 12 stitches. You can go ahead and mark this first stitch if you want, or you can just count. I prefer at this point just to count. It's so small to put a marker in there. So I'm just going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and that last one, 11, 12. Okay, for round 3, we're going to be doing, let's make sure that we're in our 12th stitch for starters. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay. The first stitch of the round, we want to put 2 half double crochets, increase in there. And now you can mark it. Like that. Okay. Now in the next stitch, we're going to be putting 1 half double crochet. Then the next stitch will be another increase. Put 2 half double crochets in there. Then again, the next one will be a single half double crochet. We're doing our increases like we did before. Do an increase, do 1 half double crochet, an increase, 1 half double crochet, and at the end of this round, we should have 18 stitches. So that was round 3. Now for the next 2 rounds, we're just going to be putting 1 half double crochet in each stitch around. So if you want to move your marker up so that you know this is the beginning of the first round, then just do the just do half double crochets all the way around for 2 rows. And I will meet you back here at the end of round 5. Okay. Now for round 6, what we're going to do is do 1 half double crochet, and then the next will be a half double crochet decrease. I'm going to do a half double crochet, do a half double crochet decrease. And do this until you have 12 stitches. Or thereabout. Because we're going to be stuffing our eyeball. So get your fiber fill ready. Okay, I'm doing my, sorry if you can't see, doing my 1 half double crochet and my decrease. Okay, I'm back up to my marker. You can see it's starting to get small. This is the time where you want to start getting your fiber fill your eyeball as thick as you want here. And then what you want to do is just decrease, keep doing half double crochet decreases until you close your eyeball. Just keep on working around, trying not to get your fiber fill as much as you can, pushing it down. I know it can be difficult. Just keep getting your hole closer and closer to being closed. My hole's getting small, pretty small. I think this may be the last one I need to do. Yeah, looks good. Okay, I think I'm ready to stop my decreases. So I'm going to go into the next stitch and just slip stitch and chain one. Then leave yourself enough tail to be able to sew it onto the hat. Pull your loop through, tighten, and then you want to make one more like this. And for the pupil, take your black yarn. It's going to be the same hook. To make the pupil, all you do is make your slip knot and chain 2. And then again, in the first chain that you made, the second chain from the hook, you want to do 6 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And slip stitch in your beginning stitch and chain 1, and again leaving yourself some tail to sew onto your eyeball. What I usually do with my little tail here is I will try to hide it. Whoops, it's wanting to go this way. So my fold is on the inside here, so I'm just going to let it go whatever way it wants to go. I'm going to pull it through that side. I'm going to cut my little tail here, stuff what little's left inside. And then you just want to sew your little pupil onto your eye. Thread your little black tail. And here's the center. Just want to put it, cover up that hole in the center. Then I'm going to go through my black pupil and under. I'm going to grab some white, pull through like that. Go through some of my black and some of the white underneath the pupil. Pull through. Go through the black and through the white. Pull through. Until you've got all of it sewn on pretty good. Then what I do is I just go through close to where I am, but not an exact hole. I'm going to go through my pupil, pull my yarn through, and then I'm just going to cut it as close as I can to the pupil. And do that for both eyes. And I'll show you how to make the nose. The nose is very similar to the eyes. Using the same hook, And starting the same way, you want to chain 2, and in the second chain from the hook, you want to put 6 half double crochets. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And again, we're doing our increases like we did before. So in the 6th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is my beginning stitch here. Start doing your increases. So you're going to put 2 half double crochets in each stitch around in each of the 6 stitches, doubling your stitches to 12. So 2, 3, 4. Fighting with my yarn here. 4, 5, 6, 7. Stop fighting with my yarn would be nice. My hole seems to be kind of covered. There we go. 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, and 12. The next round, I'm going to do like we did before. I'm going to put 1 half double crochet, and here you can mark, since you know this is your first stitch. And then you're going to put, on the next stitch, put 2 half double crochets. Next stitch, put 1 half double crochet. And skip a stitch, did I? No. So just continue to do that. Increase, then a single stitch, increase, single stitch. And at the end of this round, you should have 18. Okay, I just got done with round 3. I have 18 stitches. Now for the next 3 rounds, you're going to be putting 1 half double crochet in each of the 18 stitches around. So I'm going to mark my round, beginning of my round here. So for rounds 4, 5, and 6, just do 1 half double crochet in each stitch around, and I'll see you here at the end of round 6. For the 7th round, you want to start doing decrease in every stitch. So total of 9 for this round because there's 18 stitches. When you get your 9 decreases completed, then stuff your nose with fiber fill. Okay, now for the last round, now that we've got our nose stuffed, we're going to do exactly what we did with the eye. We're just going to be working, whoops, yarn over, work our way all the way around, doing decreases until the hole in our nose is closed, just like we did with the eyes. Okay, when the nose is closed enough for you, slip stitch into the next stitch like we did with the eye. Chain 1, cut the tail, leaving enough to fasten it onto your hat. Remove the, and I will show you how to sew your eyes and your nose onto your hat. Okay, thread one of your eyeballs. Sounds so weird. And what I usually do is, I recommend, if you have a foam head or a willing participant, to put the hat on them and put the eyes and the nose where it looks right to you. And then you can just mark it there. I mean, it's best if you can put it on somebody's head. But if you don't have that option, then maybe you could use, by putting your hand up like this, just to have that circular of the hat, that you know where it's going to kind of pop out, that you don't put your nose too low. So just kind of made the hat circular myself. And then you just put your nose on the circular part here, just to make sure the nose isn't going to be too low. And then, you know, you're going to put your eyes side by side up here like this. So then you can remove your nose, keeping your eye here. And we're not going to be going through all the way, you know, up and down, up and down, up and down. We're going to be going through some of the white, like we did with the pupil. We're going to go through some of the white, and then through some of the red, and pulling up. Again, working your way around, go through some of the white, and then go through a stitch of the red on the hat here, just to attach it. And you can see underneath, at least this one I messed up on, so I'm glad I checked. If you do it correctly, I put mine too deep, because I was trying to show you guys how I went through the stitch. But you can see your own project much better than you can probably see mine on camera. I just want to go through a little bit of the white, and then looking at my work now, I'm just going to go in through the stitches, in between the stitches, like that. See, I'm not going all the way through the hat. Pull it through like this. Then when you turn underneath, you don't see the stitching. So just continue to do that and attach your eyes and your nose. When you get done with your eyes, then you can just put the nose here and attach it just like you would, just like you did your eyes. And then come back and I will show you how to attach the mouth. I want to show you a little sewing trick that I do to make sure there's not any, to keep the bottom as clean as you can. You can see here my two places where I finished my eye. How I do that is once I got it sewn around, and my nose, I have it, as you can see the point is here, slightly down. I'm going to put my needle like this and through some of the orange and into the red part of the hat, flip it over. And then all I'm going to do is just grab up a couple of stitches like this. Pull it not all the way through, just to where there's a little loop there. Put my needle through it, pull tight, creates a knot. I'm going to go underneath that same stitch that I just did. You can feel, because it's a little tighter there. And you want that tightness because it's going to help to hold your yarn in place so it won't slip out. I do about 2-3 times. And then what I do is I poke it back through the hat near here where I did my stitches. Pull it up through my nose so that it doesn't leave a string underneath. I just get my scissors and cut it as close to the nose as I can. And that will prevent you having an ugly inside as much as you can anyway. Okay, now I'll show you how to do the mouth. All you do here is with your same 3.5 millimeter or whatever you're using to make the eyes and the nose. Grab your black yarn, make your slip knot like you usually do. And now again, if you have a foam head and you can actually see better, then you can do it that way. But me, since I can't really have the foam head, just going to have to guess what you do to make the mouth. Let's find the widest part of the smile that you want to have, and then attach the yarn by slip stitching it on, just like that. And this stitch you want to do as loose as you can. So I'm going to pull up, because as you're making the mouth, you don't want it to pull on your hat so much. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come up one more stitch to the side, just because I like to have a little bit of a sideways thing going for the end of the mouth. Now I'm going to start working down this way. Again, you don't want it to be tight, so you want to have kind of a loose loop going. And now I'm going to start going diagonal, picking up a stitch, or you can skip down a stitch. It's up to you. And you're going to pull up and slip stitch to that loop that should be loose. So you should just be able to go right in through it. Again, make sure you have a loose loop. Go into the next stitch, following your mouth line. Skip a stitch, go into the next stitch. It's up to you. Just pull it on through that loop and then pull it over. Keep doing this, working your way. Across the hat, under his nose. I'm keeping it very loose. Don't want it to pull my hat. You can also do this with an embroidery needle, but I definitely like the way Susan does it just because it gives, using the hook, it gives it a much thicker, more defined mouth than just using it with the embroidery needle. Just keep working your way down and around, pulling that loop over, making the smiley face. Keep working your way up through here, and I'll see you back in a moment. Okay, when you get the mouth the way you want it, and you got to the other side, easy thing is if it's not going the right way, just pull the yarn and take it out and keep redoing it. I mean, it's just string. If you want to take out the whole thing, do it again. It's up to you. It works up so much better if you have a foam head or something to set the hat on. Then you can just, you don't have to mess with the hat, just keep going, and it's so much easier. Anyway, when you get to the end, I just want to make a chain one, cut my yarn, pull up, and then I usually get my tapestry needle to hide this bigger one on this side. Get my hook to pull it through the other side like this. You can use your tapestry needle, or you can go along the lines of the mouth itself and hide your tail going along using the under stitches. Just like that. And do the same thing with the small tail on this side. And pull it through. You can hide it also using the stitches underneath. And that's it. That is how you make Susan from the Susan the Crochet Addict's hat. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Thanks for watching.